for coming to our winter weather media availability. My name is Jen Goodwin. I'm the Communications Officer for NCDOT for Division 10. We're here to talk about our winter weather preparations. Our goal is to provide you the most current information possible to help drivers travel as safely as possible during this winter weather event. Of course, our biggest piece of advice today is to stay home. And if you don't absolutely need to go out, we want you to please stay indoors and stay safe this weekend. Follow reputable sources of information like local media, the National Weather Service, and your local emergency management agency. You can also go to readync.gov for more information on how to prepare for this winter storm, and they have a lot of other helpful links and resources. If you do have to go out, you can prepare for delays. Complete an inventory checklist. You should have things on your plan like tools, flares, extra clothes, an ice scraper, phone fully charged, power cord, a flashlight, first aid kit, an ice scraper, and water. Make sure you choose a primary route. Let someone know your travel plan. Make sure that you clear snow and ice from your lights, from your hood, and the top and trunk of a vehicle. But I don't think we're going to have to worry about snow with this one. Our website, drivenc.gov, is a really good resource to check for any real-time traffic conditions anywhere across North Carolina, and that will be updated in real time throughout the course of this event. We're also going to have our IMAP patrol on patrol this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. They are going to be tagging abandoned and disabled vehicles, and after 24 hours have elapsed, they will be removing them. That is an agreement that NCDOT and the Highway Patrol have in place, and that is going to be in effect, well, it's in effect right now as of 6 o'clock right now, and that's going to be in place until further notice at a time they determine. Also, if we do see a vehicle on the road that is abandoned, we're going to have our IMAP drivers check and make sure there's no one occupying that vehicle. And they will attach a small strand of yellow caution tape onto that vehicle just to confirm that it has been checked and that there is no one inside that vehicle. But if more than 24 hours passes and that vehicle is still there, it will be towed away because of the danger that it presents for people out on the roadways. So with that, we have some of our maintenance staff here. I want them to come up forward and talk about the plans that they have in place for the weekend. So first we'll hear from our Mecklenburg County maintenance engineer.
Hi everyone, my name is Garrett Ratcliffe. I'm going to spell my name so y'all can spell it correctly. That is Garrret. My last name Ratcliffe, Ratcliffe. And just to spell it again, it's Romeo, Alpha, Charlie, Tango, Lima, India, Foxtrot, Foxtrot, Echo. My title is the Mecklenburg County Maintenance Engineer. All right. So again, my name is Garrett Ratcliffe. I'm the Mecklenburg County Maintenance Engineer. I oversee the NCUS and secondary roads here in Mecklenburg County. My co-worker here, who will introduce himself in a little bit, he oversees the interstates in the Mecklenburg County system here. We maintain state roads within Mecklenburg County, and we are fully prepared for this winter event. We have performed dry runs and mock trials of this event. We have prepped our equipment and calibrated our equipment so we are ready to go, make sure that we're putting out the right amount of salt. We have held training opportunities for our employees to make sure they are ready to go. And of course, we also had a little event last weekend as another trial run for this event. Our folks are ready and prepared for anything that we may see this weekend. We have 28 total employees, half of which are with our maintenance unit, half come from another unit that are assisting us. We have 14 trucks in operation and 3 motor graders for the in-house equipment. We also have 20 contractors that are going to be running around as well and assisting us to clear out the roads here in North Carolina, in Mecklenburg County, excuse me. We are planning at starting operations tomorrow at 2 p.m. and then we're going to switch our folks at the 7s. So we're going to do 12-hour shifts, 12-hour shifts. That will allow our folks to catch breaks and get the rest that they need so they can continue going for the entire duration of this event. As you know, we have already pre-treated our roadways by placing brine. We completed those operations yesterday. We have placed brine on our primary roads. That includes our interstates, NC, and US routes. We believe brine is a very effective pre-treatment method in order to tackle accumulation of ice and snow that may hit our area. We have several other methods and tools to combat snow and ice accumulation during the event. It is a calculated process, and we like to choose the right method at the right time. We look at several factors, including the temperature, the amount of precipitation, the type of precipitation, we look at timing, we look at the amount of sunlight. We also look at the number of drivers on the road, as well as several other factors. Speaking of the number of drivers, we ask that drivers stay home for this event. We could do our job a whole lot safer and more effectively if there are no additional drivers on the roadways. Let us do our jobs. We'll make sure we open up those roads as soon as we can. Our road clearing policy dictates that we start on our primaries, which include interstate, NC, and US routes, and we do not move to our secondary routes until those are fully clear. So we focus on the through lanes first, then we go down to the turn lanes, followed by the shoulders. Once all that is clear, then we'll start moving down to our secondary roads. We start with our thoroughfares, and then we go down to subdivisions once all of our thoroughfares are done and once they are complete. That's all I have. I'm ready to pass the torch over to my coworker, Mr. David Eisenberg.
Thank you, Garrett. Brother, just say ditto to that. We can all go home, but I do have a few things to address with our interstate routes. Once again, just like Garrett said, my name is David Eisenberg. Eisenberg spelled I-S-E-N-B-E-R-G. I'm the freeway program manager for Division 10, which covers Mecklenburg, Cabarrus, and Union counties. So currently, our plan, we have 13 NCDOT staff members and 8 contract inspectors that will be coming in some point in time tomorrow as the storm starts. We have 445 contractor staff planning to assist us with this operation, and that includes our 105 contract plow trucks and brine trucks that'll be on the road. So our brining operations are complete, just as Mecklenburg's is. We do plan on starting sometime midday tomorrow, preparing and staging for the actual event that's impending. Let's see. So our interstates are about 1,100 lane miles of roadway that we cover within, like as I said, Anson, Mecklenburg, and Union counties. Those roads includes I-77, I-85, I-485, I-277, US 74, and the US 74 bypass. So our plan is right now is to utilize our salt and blend treatments as best we can to combat the weather. And our contract trucks will also be prepared to plow snow or ice should it be needed. So that's all I have as well. Jen, pass it back to you.
That's pretty much what we have to summarize our operations. So if you guys have any questions for our group, okay, Katie?
Yeah, Jen, first question for you. A lot of people might be wondering, is it possible to run out of salt or brine with what we're expecting this weekend? And if that does happen, what do you do?
I'll take that.
Okay.
So we are actually fully stocked on our salt right now, and you could also see it in the background. All of our yards have full amounts of salt, so we are fully prepared to handle this event and take care of anything that needs to happen.
It's sort of a related question because I think our colleagues at Channel 9 had reported that NCDOT was having trouble maintaining its salt stockpile, I guess, because of storms in other parts of the country. Mm-hmm. So I guess how are you guys doing with that? That's
not accurate. There were some other counties in the foothills and mountains that were dealing with other events, but they had already had supplies on order, and so they were not going without. They just had to wait for more to come in, but they were not in need. And we also have the capability to shift resources within our own divisions or other divisions that can help us if we are in need. We just checked our stats this morning. We're at capacity, and we have more coming next week, so we're in good shape.
Do you know how much salt you guys have on hand right now, and maybe how much you guys have already spread?
We have not actually spread any. Sorry, apologies. We have not actually spread any at this time. We've just been placing the brine. As far as how much, I think we can leave that. We'll probably get back to you. Let us run the numbers. I don't know that number off the top of my head. What's
I don't
here?
either.
This has got 1,500 tons.
I believe so.
Yeah, I
but
believe this
we'll give you
one
the-
location does, but we can come back and fill you in later about exactly the total.
Could you reiterate just, you said that you went ahead and pre-treated roads. When was that done again, and which major thoroughfares were already pre-treated?
So we pre-treated the roads yesterday. We started operations at 7 a.m. on Thursday. We completed all the pre-treatment by about 5 p.m. 10 p.m. 10 p.m. Excuse me. All the interstates, NC, and U.S. routes have been treated with brine, and we only focus on our primary roads for our pre-treatment.
A lot of people woke up to wet ground, obviously. How does that impact any work that you all have done to try to get ahead of what we're seeing this weekend?
Oh, that's a great question. I know that's a big concern for some folks. So the reason why we put down brine is because we still believe it is effective, even though it is a little bit wet outside. The water can dilute the brine, but based on the weather that we've seen so far and what we are projecting, we still believe that brine will still be a very effective method to combat the ice accumulation early on in the storm event.
Let's say you've got a tree blocking a roadway. Do you have chainsaw crews? Is that
Yes.
DOT?
Yep, very good question. We actually have contract cut and shove crews to handle any type of trees that come down on our state roadway system. We have them placed in 4 different parts of the county, so whatever crew is closest is going to be dispatched to take care of those trees.
But you could crew to get out there just
Depends if the drivers stay off the road and clear the roads. We'll get out there as soon as we can. Because they are stationed at 4 different parts of the county, they should be able to get out there very quickly to cut and remove those trees from those roadways. With the ice accumulation, we are expecting some trees to go down, and that's why we took measures ahead of time to prepare and make sure we're fully staffed to take care of those trees. Now, if trees fall on Duke Power lines, I believe Duke Power is coming on out, and they're going to address those for safety reasons.
As you guys mentioned, this isn't going to be a snow event. You're more concerned about freezing rain and sleet, and there may be a changeover at some point over the weekend. Does that affect your abilities in any way? Are there any challenges that maybe ice may present that snow necessarily doesn't?
We are fully prepared to take care of anything that arises. We have transportation for our crews to get to and from their house, but we also offer them to stay on the yard and sleep to make sure they can attend their shifts the next day. So we will make sure that we are fully staffed and ready to go to take on any problem that occurs.
Does
I
that
was sort of curious, like, how your operations change your shift depending on if you're expecting more snow versus more ice. What's the difference?
I don't want to get too technical about all the different methods because we have a whole arsenal of different methods based on, like I said, the precipitation, the temperature, the amount of drivers, the amount of sunlight. It could also impact the last time we actually placed a round of salt. All those different factors go into play with our determination of what we need to do for that next round of application or our next combative measure in order to defeat that ice. So I can't speak specifically until we're actually in the event.
Well, I guess what I meant, like, is do you do things differently if you're expecting a lot of snow versus up to an inch of ice?
Yes, we do.
What do you do?
It really depends. So it depends on the temperature and everything else. I can't give specific measures per se. I just know that we do different things. If we get dry snow, we would plow a whole lot more. If we have a lot more ice, we have several different measures, whether it's placing salt. If it's too cold, we could place a blend, which includes some calcium with our brine in order to really combat that ice accumulation. We have several other methods, like having motor graders on standby so that they can go ahead and cut all that ice off of the roadway with ease. So we have several different measures, just depends on the temperature and how much ice and the type of weather. Those are just some of the strategies that we use. I hope that answered your question.
You start off with a little bit of brine, which is, you start off with brine. It's a little bit of a mixture of salt and water, 23% salt to water. It's effective only to a certain temperature. Then you can add some blend to it, which is a little bit more calcium. and then we can maybe mix in a little bit of salt to try to help break the ice up some, and then maybe put some sand on it to get it hopefully a little bit more traction and break the ice up a little bit. But again, fighting all the elements that they're talking about, sometimes maybe a little help from Mother Nature would be nice to try to get some melting, but you know, we're at the mercy of the weather, and we're going to use everything we have available, all of our resources, to try to get it to melt and try to get the roads open again. But we need some cooperation too from the public to be able to stay off the roads and not drive, and heed the advice of all of the emergency officials and everyone else speaking to stay home.
Are you all expecting, I know with the lows, it's all up in the air right now, but the refreeze possibility Sunday into Monday, Monday into Tuesday, how many days out are you preparing to have to treat roads?
We are prepared to go as long as it takes. And of course, we hope for a shorter duration, but we will go until all the North Carolina state maintained roads in Mecklenburg County are clear.
If you had to give residents one piece of advice heading into this weekend, what would it be?
We would just ask if residents can stay home and allow us to be able to do our job safely and effectively. If they are off of the roadway, it helps us take care of those roads even quicker.
Maybe just my last question, like what roads or conditions are typically the most dangerous during this icy weather? Is it like bridges and overpasses, side streets?
Bridges and overpasses typically are the most dangerous when temperatures get cold, but we do have an arsenal of methods to help combat that and try to treat the ice and increase the level of safety for all roadways, including bridges and culverts.
You actually touched on this a little bit, talking about contractors with, you know, chainsaws, that kind of thing. Are you guys in contact, like Duke Energy, with power places, you know, in case, you know, power lines go over roads as well?
Yes, we do have contacts. We have contacts with Duke Power, and they're going to be informing us about different power outages and where trees might have fallen. If we also need to work together to solve some of these issues, we're more than happy to do so, like we have been before.